If you want to learn how to earn more, grow faster, and stress less by communicating your message to the world, which is the only way that you will be seen in this landscape, you've come to the best live stream show on planet Earth. It's Nez Nation Live. It's office hours. Make sure you come on back because I'm going to answer all your questions. Yo, 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 Nez Nation, how in the world are you? So good to see you guys. Welcome to another episode of Office Hours with yours truly. So good to see you. How is everybody doing? Let me know in the chat down below. If you're new to this show, this is a show where you get to ask any question you want. Any question about personal branding, any question about starting, growing, a side hustle, an online business. How do I make money on this thing called the internet? How do I advance my career? I am Professor Nez, your personal branding coach, executive career coach, business owner, online business strategist, speaker, author. The list goes on and on. Come on in. You are invited to the best live stream show. We go live every single Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Podcast listeners, I want to see you here live. I would love to see you here live. We go live everywhere, and we go live every single Sunday. And so I want to see you here live. If you're listening on the podcast, please make sure that you come hang out with us because we go live every single Sunday. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Let me see who is here with us today. And by the way, if you have any questions, as always, leave your questions in the comments down below. I'm going to answer them. But make sure that you share this out. Make sure that you smash that like button down there. Hit that like button down there because it really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm. And we just, it just shows me that you're here. It shows me that you care. And y'all know that sharing is caring. Good to see you guys. We got Sweeney Dunstan in the house. Great to see you, Sweeney. We've got Silver Fox. Yes, bringing humanness to this digitalness. Neil, great to see you. How are you? Larry Snow in the house. Good to see you, Larry Snow. Fantastic. That's right. It's a mod party. We got too many mods. I got to get rid of some of you guys. I'll get rid of Neil probably. He's hardly ever here. Man, it's good to see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm just teasing with you. I'm just playing. It's been an interesting time. I don't know what it's like where you guys are at right now, but it's been a pretty interesting time here in North America. I'm in the US of A on the West Coast, and we just went into another lockdown. Not a lockdown. Let me rephrase that. I don't want to be false news or fake news. I'll get flagged by Twitter or something. But we went into another curfew. So we have a curfew. The governor issued a curfew, and that's basically we are supposed to be home by 10 o'clock, in between 10 p.m. and 5 a.m. as this kind of pandemic just keeps getting out of control. And so I don't know what you guys are going through. For me, that doesn't really bother me at all because I'm in bed by pretty much 10 o'clock, being an old fogey dad and business owner. I mean, I work at home all the time anyway. And, me, I work 8 days a week. I have to literally get my hands, detached and disconnected from the keyboard with a crowbar. It's so sad how much I work. Good to see you, Rolsey? Yeah, no problem, Neil. It's hard, he says, because it's 5. Yeah, totally. Tea time, yes. Hey, by the way, Neil, tea time. I've got some tea here myself. Good to see you guys. Yeah, that's right, Silver Fox. We did get 20 last time. I'd love to get 50. Wouldn't that be awesome? So make sure you smash that smash button. Make sure you ask your questions in the chat down below. Yes, 8 days a week. Absolutely. Hey, good to see you, Mahmood, on LinkedIn. Happy Sunday. I hope you're doing really, really well. Make sure that you share this out because y'all know that sharing is caring. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy. And, one of the things that I talk about a lot on this channel, one of the things, and the reason I kind of bring this up is that, there's some things that we need to really cultivate as professionals, as content creators, as people who want to enact change. Everything that I talk about personal branding, running a business, advancing your career, maybe even starting your own side hustle, making some extra money for the holidays, for long term, not just for the holidays. There's so many opportunities on this thing called the internet. It's unbelievable, and I'm living proof that this stuff works. Everything that I talk about is stuff that I practice, that I, enact myself, that I embody. I don't ever share anything that's just a kind of a blasé, vague, get rich quick. None of that stuff. Everything that I talk about, everything that I share is stuff that I've either done or that I know is tried and true, and I'm starting to do it, and it's something that I want you guys to be privy to. And so, one of the things that I want everybody to kind of understand, and here I go again, kind of starting kind of broad-based and more macro view. If you want to advance your career, if you want to get a promotion, if you want job security, if you want to start, grow, and scale an online business, maybe start putting content out there and start monetizing your content eventually, build an online presence, build thought leadership, you have to convey, you have to embody transformation. People don't opt in to just a business. People don't do business with businesses. People don't do business with logos. People don't hire resumes or pieces of paper or degrees. People hire, people purchase change, transformation. I want you to think about that. I mean, even if you're just an entertainment channel, or even if you're just a media company and you want to just entertain people, but it's still that's in some sense people want that confirmation that if I opt into you, I'm going to get something out of it. This is about understanding human psychology. You got to understand human psychology. People have a vested interest in, what they can get out of things. That's why I always say serve your audience. I mean, some people think of serving your audience as some sort of insult. Like, what do you mean serving your audience? I don't understand, Nez, what you mean by that. I'm in this for me, and I'm in this for what I'm doing. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fantastic. But if you're just solely in it for yourself and you don't really care about your audience, your customers, your clients, well, then it's just a hobby. And that's fine. I love hobbies. I have tons of hobbies. But you got to understand that if you want to turn this into a viable thing, and there's never been a better chance, a better opportunity to do that than today, especially with what's going on in the world, as sad as it may be, there's a ton of opportunities out there. It's a really good time to be a content creator. It's an amazing time to create a brand, a message that can reach millions, thousands, hundreds. You can even narrow it down to that of people out there. This is a perfect time to start and grow a consulting business, a coaching business, an online physical, e-commerce business, creating content on places like YouTube and eventually monetizing that content, creating a podcast. This is the greatest time to do that. Especially if we see the numbers go the way they will be going or are projected to be going, there's a really good chance, especially if Biden is the winner here, which it seems like there's no doubt, there's very little doubt that he's not going to be projected and he's not going to have his inauguration unless something crazy happens. I would not be surprised if he issues a national lockdown to really get a hold of this thing until the vaccine gets permeated to the public at a large scale. This is the best time. This is the best time. George Fisher in the house. Please never take a curfew. Thank you so much. Luis in the house. How are you? The original mod, Luis. Yes, Luis, how are you, sir? Luis has been with me since Periscope days. We're talking 5+ years ago, my first live stream on Periscope. Oh yeah, fantastic. Great to see you, Luis. So make sure that you make sure that you've shared this out. Make sure that you smash that smash button. We want to try to get, we had 20 likes last time. Let's get 50. I want 50. I want 100. I want 1,000. So share this out because sharing is caring. And let me know if you have any questions out there. I'm happy to answer it. If you're new, I hear what you're saying, Neil. Yeah, we're kind of having a little bit of that here too. A lot of people are just fed up. I think it's just a lot of people are having what's called that kind of fatigue. But I don't want to talk about that anymore. I want to talk about how we can inspire each other. I'm not here to focus on the problem. I'm here to focus on the solution. So I want to talk about how we can help each other. I want to talk about how we can inspire each other because that's what this show is all about. So I'm very, very excited to talk to y'all. And again, if you're just joining us, you're watching Office Hours here with yours truly, Professor Nez. We go live every single Sunday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And so it's really, really great to see you guys. Another thing that's really interesting too is not only are we experiencing the golden age of opportunity, but the ability now to really train yourself, to really work on your kind of camera branding skills, your communication skills, work from home, remote work skills. These are skills that are going to transcend this thing called pandemic. These are skills that are going to go even beyond when this thing is over, and it will be over. I promise you, we're going to get back to life as we know it. Okay. It may not be the exact replica, but I truly am optimistic that this thing will pass. Okay. It should have maybe passed a little bit sooner. Maybe not, though. I don't know. I'm not a medical practitioner. A lot of people say, look at the Spanish flu. It lasted 2 years. So we may be in this for a while now. Now, look at that. View that as an opportunity. Because these skills, working on your video skills, working on your camera branding skills, your communication, your delivery, your ability to understand kind of platform, specific type of communication and branding is going to be essential. I think that there's going to be so many new jobs, director of remote job, administration, or work from home operations director, or trainer, right? There could be a work from home remote training director or specialist. There's going to be so many new gigs that are going to arise out of what we've been going through and out of these this big change that we've been going through over the last 6-7 months, and it can continue to go through. That this is a real great chance for you to build on that, to grow on that, and now is the time. There is not a better time than to understand. Every business succeeds. This is the reason why Twitter just added fleets. By the way, have you guys heard of this? Fleets? How many people have heard of basically Twitter just released Twitter stories, basically. I mean, everybody's got stories now. And whether you think that's reasonable or not, or ridiculous or not. Larry Snow in the house. Yes. Got to stay positive. Absolutely. Hey, how you doing, Mrs. Kim? Good to see you on Periscope. Whether or not, I got your question here, Silver Fox, Darlene. Yes, I'm gonna answer that question very shortly. Thank you so much for leaving that question. I'm gonna ask that question. One thing I was gonna say was, whether you think that fleets are ridiculous or cool, or you like them or not, one thing is absolutely capital T true. That vertical video with TikTok, vertical video, Instagram stories, Snapchat started it, Facebook stories, LinkedIn stories are really, really big. A lot of people don't have any clue how LinkedIn is changing the game. But this kind of short form vertical video format is something that you need to pay attention to. One of the things I was going to say was businesses survive by adapting. Career professionals survive by adapting. Go all the way back. I used this in one of my keynote speeches recently. Go all the way back to Darwin. The main kind of common denominator amongst the species that survive all the different environmental changes, landscape changes, time, what have you, are the species that it's not survival of the fittest. It's those species that understand adaptation, that adapt. They don't fight with the environment. They adapt with it. What does that mean for us, content creators? What does that mean for us, business owners? What does that mean for us, professionals and executives? It's all about adaptation. And so whether you like stories or not, whether you like social media or not, whether you like Zoom or not, whether you like Microsoft Teams or video conferencing or not, it's here to stay, y'all. It's here to stay. Okay, I want to get to some questions here, and let's see here. Oh, you know what? I forgot my little my little branding up here. I got to get my branding up here. Come on now. Okay, I want to get to Darlene's question because Darlene has a fantastic question, and then George, great to see you. What are some areas that a novice in social media are making money? Yes, let me talk to you about that. Yes, Neil. Neil says small format video will be huge next year. It's already, to be quite honest with you, it's already huge now. But you're right; it's going to keep growing, especially with TikTok being so popular as it is. And you don't have to be on TikTok. I'm not saying you have to be on TikTok, but look at this. Pay attention to the innovations. Pay attention to where the attention is. That's really important. If you want to make it in business, in life, in anything, pay attention to where the attention is. But especially for our purposes, because I want you to do what you love. I know Neil. Neil has an amazing channel. Okay, Neil, I'm going to talk about you for just a second, and then I'm going to get to Darlene's question and then George's question. Look at Neil. Neil went through a major change. Neil is one of our mods here, Urban Explorer. Neil went through a major change a year ago. He changed his whole channel. He was doing great with his previous theme and his previous topic, and I talk about this in my last video that Darlene was talking about. But Neil made a major change in where, you know what, he decided, I want to create based on something that I feel really passionate about, that I really love. And I know you, Neil, you couldn't be more happier with your new channel. I know you love doing what you're doing now. You can feel it now. There's a major difference in his energy than what he was producing before. Not that what he was producing before was not effective and super appealing, and definitely he had an audience. But what he's doing, but his heart wasn't into that. And so he's changed that. He's growing fantastically. He's got a beautiful channel where he does amazing videos on van life, everything related to, basically the van life, the road life, outdoor van living, renovations. Awesome channel. And he's happier than he's ever been, and he's growing, and he's monetized. He's making money. And if he keeps at it, which I know he is, he's going to keep growing and keep monetizing. And so it's just been, this is a great example. Neil is a great example of, the opportunity that you have now to really do something that invigorates you, to really do something that you feel proud of and passionate about, and actually make real money. So I'm very proud of you, Neil. You're doing absolutely fantastic. Okay, let's go to Darlene's question. I love Darlene's question. Let's see here. Darlene, let me go back to your question really quickly. Okay, so Darlene had a question. She said, I was watching your new video, which that new video is amazing. Do me a favor, Sweeney. Leave that in the chat. Can you leave? I just produced a brand new, 30-minute video, right, Darlene? It was something like a 30-minute. It must have been a 30-minute video on, everything you need to know about creating a successful talk show online. It doesn't have to be on YouTube. It doesn't have to be on Facebook. It can be really anywhere. But Darlene says, I had a question when I was watching your new video on hosting a live show. I'd like to figure what digital product is best for me. Thoughts? Okay, when you say digital product, I have a follow-up question, and please be specific with this so I can answer this. Darlene, thank you so much for your question. When you say digital product, are you talking about a digital platform to produce your talk show? Or are you actually talking about selling a digital product on your show? Just please clarify that if you don't mind. If you're asking me, what digital, I don't know what you mean by what digital product. Be more specific with that so I can answer that more readily available. Let me get to George's question while you follow up with that, Darlene. Thank you so much. What are some areas that a novice in social media, that a novice in social media are making money? What are some areas that a novice in social media are making money. Well, I mean, first of all, George, when you say novice, are you talking about people who don't know anything about social media and are still making money on social media? Or are you talking about people who just started out on social media and they want to learn how to make money? Here's the deal with social media. There's two really big ways with social media that you can make money. And I want to be very, very clear because I want to answer this question delicately. There is no such thing as a fast, make money now, get rich quick, coconuts and yachts, Instagram. That's all BS. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the work. Okay. But somebody who doesn't know how to use social media is what I'm gathering from that question, George. And please feel free to clarify that. Thank you so much, Sweeney. Sweeney put the video up there. Fantastic video. Any of you thinking of starting your own talk show, just like this, we do our interview show as well as office hours. So we have two segments to our Nez Nation Live Personal Branding live stream podcast. It's the interview show and this show, the office hours, every Sunday. So there's two ways because I want to be very clear. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice. There's a way that you can do it fast, which is using paid traffic, which I use paid traffic. I run Facebook and Instagram ads, and I run story ads, and I run LinkedIn ads, and I run all sorts of ads. Google, AdWords as well, on YouTube, pre-roll ads. Okay, here we go, George. Let me ask this. Scully's in the house. Yes, Scully, good to see you. Make sure you share this out. Make sure you tap that like button. We'd really, really appreciate it. People who have a serious number of connections and have no plan to generate income. Well, if you don't have any plan to generate any income, well, then the biggest thing that you're doing is you're actually doing the right thing. You're building your audience. It's all about audience, and that's branding right there. And so the more people that you're impacting, remember what I said. It's not about these tools. It's not about just making money. It's not about just putting yourself out there for the fun of it. And just because everybody else is on Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, I need to be on YouTube because everybody else is. It's about impact. Impact is greater than income. So building that audience, which I know you're doing, George, you're doing fantastic. George posts amazing inspirational stuff and helpful, valuable content. I know you, George, really well. I know your content really well. You don't have to monetize your actual audience, but if you're looking to generate some income off of that large audience, if you've provided enough value, there's nothing wrong with giving them something that will even provide more impact, and they will be more than happy to help you, okay? Because you've given them so much value, they'd be more than happy to say, you know what else do you got? Because Nez, you go live every Sunday. You give us mountains of amazing information. Oh, you got some ebooks. Oh, you got some digital courses. Oh, cool, Beyond the Box Academy. Speaking of, if you're interested, by the way, and so great to see you guys. If you're interested in taking this a step further, if you're interested in going above and beyond, here, do as I do, George. This is exactly what I do. This is what I do. I have an online academy called Beyond the Box Academy, where we have multiple award-winning 5-star courses on how to build your personal brand, how to earn money, how to get yourself out of your own way, how to communicate your story to the world where you can grow faster, earn more, and stress less. A ton of stuff at beyondtheboxacademy.com. There's nothing wrong with asking. People are more than happy to help you. I get super chats. Hint, hint. No, I'm kidding. You see, I'm shameless. I get super chats without even asking for it, right? People will just, if you don't know what a super chat is, it's donating money to the streamer on YouTube. And so, George, here's what I would say. I would say, don't even worry about monetizing. Don't even worry about monetizing your audience. Keep providing value, keep helping, keep transforming, keep inspiring, keep motivating, keep helping, and the money will come. The larger your audience gets, here's the cool thing, is I have brands that reach out to me. I have sponsored companies that reach out to me, and I also reach out to companies too. This is really important too, especially for people under, 50,000, 100,000 subscribers. A lot of people think you need this huge audience to get brand deals and sponsorships. Because it's one thing to get AdSense, George. It's one thing to get paid from Google and these different platforms, YouTube, etc., Facebook, with your actual content, because it's really minuscule unless you have millions and millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views. It's not super significant. But the cool thing is if you have, a pretty good audience, and actually it doesn't have to be a large audience. It doesn't have to be hundreds of thousands or even tens of thousands. If you've got a really niched down, specific, high contributory, high participating audience, brands and companies, they want to get in front of those people. And so you can actually leverage that to get brand deals and sponsorships where you don't have to monetize your audience. You're being monetized by companies that want to get in front of your audience. And I'm actually thinking about doing a video. Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm a master at this. And I even have a copy of my media kit. If you want to check out my media kit is on my LinkedIn profile, on my featured section. And so if you're interested in what's a media kit, is kind of like a resume for brands and businesses and content creators. And it's very, very different than a resume. It's very, very specific with demographics and analytics and kind of, you have to really be quantitative and qualitative. But let me know in the chat down below if you're interested in a video about how to get brand deals under 10,000, under 20,000 subscribers, because I know how to do that. And I get brand deals and sponsorships all the time, especially for my podcast and my YouTube channel. Tech for your needs, Luis. Thank you so much for the $2.99 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. So good to see you. Dominic, how are you, sir? I appreciate that. Dominic says you help me a lot with anxiety. Yeah, I talk a lot about that. You're welcome, George. I hope that was helpful. I really hope that that's helpful. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Look at that. Holy macadamia nut. Larry Snow, you are a blessing. By the way, speaking of amazing channels, you see, this is what I love about Nez Nation. When you come to Nez Nation, you don't just get me, who's been in the online game for over 2 decades, but you also get, look at these amazing. Look at George Fisher, Urban Explorer, Silver Fox. Luis is an amazing content creator. Scully has an amazing YouTube channel. Larry has an amazing tutorial, awesome YouTube channel. Seti, who's not here right now, he has an amazing YouTube channel. Sweeney Dunstan, thank you so much, Sweeney Dunstan. Oh my God, I feel bad now. Now I feel bad. I feel like I egged you guys on to give me super chats. I really didn't mean to, but you guys are amazing. I really, really appreciate that. Yes, Silver Fox, that's exactly right. You don't have to sell. It's about awareness and education, giving and inspiring others. But here's the cool thing. I'm a big believer in making money. I'm a big believer. You got to provide for yourself. Look, I got kids. I got a wife. I got a mortgage. I got a big believer in making money. But it can't just be like, hey, I'm here, give me money. It can't be. You got to have tact. You got to have delicacy. You got to prove your worth to the marketplace. The marketplace will dictate your value to these companies and to these brands. And what does that mean? If you've really proven yourself, it takes time. I wouldn't monetize for the first 12 months if you're just starting. I mean, you can, and there's easier ways. I mean, I've got a video. Sweeney, Q Sweeney. If you're looking for passive income ideas and side hustles, there's ways to do that, right? That you don't have to directly monetize your audience or monetize and ask and sell immediately. But look, I have my academy down below, Beyond the Box Academy, and I never, ever, ever pressure and say, hey, go buy this. I've been going live for 5 years, and every single week I give you guys amazing value. You need to buy this. No. I just offer it. I offer it. Don't be afraid to ask. That's the thing. There's nothing wrong with asking. It's the super chat train. That's right, sweetie. Yes, keep that train rolling. Bush 1900, for the love of God, where have you been? Good to see you, Bush 1900 on Twitch. Right. Congratulations, man. You're here. I love it. Good to see you. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with making money. And Sweeney, if you don't mind, post that video of mine. I think I published it in the last week or month or so on best passive income ideas, and you don't even need any money to start. My point is there's so many opportunities. There's like insane amounts of opportunities. And actually, implementing some of the strategies that I talk about in that video, like affiliate marketing. Like, for example, can you guys see my awesome sweater right here? Here's a perfect example because I practice everything I preach. Here's a perfect example. Can you guys see my cool sweater here? Who is that right there? Well, guess what? That is the company who I partner with, who I use their actual, I use their actual platform here, StreamYard. And I have a link in the description of all my YouTube videos. If anybody wants to try this awesome live stream / podcasting / recording software, you can get a free trial with the link that I have in the description of this video on YouTube and in the show notes on the podcast. You can get a free trial and check it out. Now, full disclosure, if you do upgrade or if you do sign up, I get a small commission from that. That's completely passive. And I'll be completely honest with you, it's a really lucrative way to make money online without having to directly sell to your audience. And this is a product that I believe in. So you have to believe in, you have to really, if you're going to engage in affiliate marketing and passive income and things like that, which affiliate marketing is awesome, it's really important that your brand and your reputation is at the forefront of that strategy. Because if you're suggesting products that don't align with your brand, your credibility, think about your credibility first. I mean, I actually use this software all the time. I've used every software on the planet, from OBS to Streamlabs to Ecamm to, a million of them. You name any live streaming software that you've heard of or thought of, I've used it. Trust me. And this one's the one that I use because it's the most convenient, it's the easiest, it's the best one. And it allows me to go live in different places, and I can pull up comments, and just the tactileness and the ease is so fantastic. Thank you so much, Sweeney. I really appreciate it. Yeah, Bush, we missed you, man. Same with Urban Explorer. We missed Urban Explorer. It hasn't been here in a while, but I know, it's kind of funky. He's in the UK. Nez Nation. Yes. Luis has a really great comment here that I love. Remember, your face is the brand beside the product if it is applicable. Yes, absolutely. Yes, Silver Fox, it is absolutely great. 12 likes. Let's get this to 20. Make sure you smash that like button. I just want to say thank you so much again to Larry. Thank you so much to Luis and Sweeney. You really didn't have to do that. I really, really appreciate it. It absolutely means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Another thing that you can do too is, if you create enough content on, if you're a content creator, especially a video creator, podcasting too, though, another way to monetize your content without selling to your audience, there's other platforms, and I talk about this in the video, which will actually pay you to upload your content that you would do anyway to these other places, such as places like Udemy or Skillshare. There's even a place called Rumble now. How many people have heard of Rumble? And I may need to do a new, I don't know if Rumble is like a conservative platform. Has anybody heard of rumble.com? I'm not sure if Rumble is an actual, but I've heard a lot of good things about it, is what my point is. I've actually heard that Rumble it has a really cool way to monetize your actual content. And so there's just so many different ways. There's so many different ways to monetize, and it doesn't have to be a direct sell to your audience, because I know a lot of people feel uncomfortable with that. A lot of people are not comfortable with direct selling. And let me tell you this too. And I'm thinking about doing an entire video on this too. There's a lot of people let me know in the chat down below, how many people, when I say the word sales, how many of you kind of get a little, ugh? Just put a hashtag yes if you get kind of a negative connotation or just a bad vibe anytime the word sales is brought up. I want to know. Let me know in the chat down below. Because look, one thing that is absolutely capital T true, Sales is everything. You don't have a business, you don't have a brand if you don't sell. And selling is not a negative thing. Selling is actually communicating a mutually beneficial partnership. That's all sales is. Sales does not have to be a negative thing. If you really believe in what you're doing, if you really put your whole heart and soul behind everything that you talk about, everything that you advocate for, which I hope that you guys get that vibe from me, because there's nothing I share that I don't put my entire fiber of my being into. If you bring that kind of authenticity, if you bring that kind of energy, it's not, I don't even think, it's not even sales. Don't even think of it as sales. You're not selling. You're saying, hey, this is a killer product. Beyond the Box Academy, I've got a beautiful flagship course that's been reduced over 60% because of COVID, and I felt that was the right thing to do. This is $1,000 course. Now it's only like a couple $100. And I go through everything. It's over 3 hours of step-by-step, moderated, guiding, hand-holding, exactly what you can do to do what I do. Make money online, build your brand, build your thought leadership, build your authority. And it's not complicated, right? I believe in that more than anything, and I know it's going to help you. I know it's going to transform your life. I know it's going to change your life. That's worth an investment. Selling is not bad. Don't think of selling as bad. Don't think of selling as a negative thing. It's not a negative thing. You can't have a business. The only reason people have a negative. Okay, I'm getting some yeses. Yeah. Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm getting some yeses. So yes. Selling is not a negative thing. It doesn't have to be a negative thing. It only comes off as icky or gross if you're just selling stuff that it's obvious you just want my money and you don't care about me. It's obvious that you don't stand behind your product or your service. And we can feel that. It's a feeling. I'm going to do a whole video on the art of selling without selling. I'm going to do a whole video. I even like that title. I even have an idea for the thumbnail. Man, I spent about, 2 hours on that last thumbnail. Changing the color. How many of you spend tons of time on your thumbnails? Let me know in the chat down below. Thumbnails are so important. Let me know in the chat, how long do you spend on a thumbnail before you are finally like, okay, I think this is the one. I spend hours. This is something that has changed my YouTube channel in the last 6 months. I didn't spend enough time on thumbnails. I really didn't. Thumbnails are everything. Thank you, Neil. Yeah, actually, I think we're pretty much out of the woods, no pun intended, when it comes to that. I think we're doing pretty good. It's been pretty tough, and it's been pretty trying. But yeah, I think we finally made it. We finally made it out of the woods there, and hopefully, now that the weather has changed. Now that the weather has changed and it's gotten a little bit cooler here on the west coast of the U.S., we actually don't have too much of a problem or threat from that. But thank you for asking, man. I hope everything's well for you in the U.K. Are you guys still on a big national, a complete shutdown? I think you guys went into a second shutdown, correct? A curious streamer. Holy macadamia nut. Is that Tom Willis? Somebody call security. Can I pay $1 down and $1 in a month? No, you're fired. Oh, man, I love you, Tom. How in the world are you, Tom? Good to see you, brother. Come over here on YouTube, Tom. Or you don't have to. I know a lot of people. Bush 1900 is on stream too, on Twitch too. I have no idea how to really, I just like the fact that I could go live on Twitch, but I need to learn more on how to really kind of dominate, not dominate, but just set up a better kind of presence there. Thumbnails are the album cover. Yes, it's the poster. Lockdown till December 2nd. Interesting. I hope you're doing okay. Thank you so much, Tom. Yes, Sweeney, get in here. No, Tom's an old friend, but he's a rebel rouser. He's a troublemaker. So I like to give him a lot of gruff. And we like to have fun here. So I roast Neil all the time. Neil and I go way back, and so every first thing I want you to know, if you have a very sensitive personality and you can't take jokes, I like to joke a lot. This is the wrong stream for you, because I've been on so many streams where it's just like the one thing I hope more than anything, besides this being helpful and inspiring, is I hope this is a fun stream. How many streams? Let me know in the hashtags. Let me know in the comments down below. How many times have you been on a stream and you're just like, oh, it's so boring. It's like, today we're going to talk about marketing. Marketing is interesting because what you can do. Today we're going to talk about YouTube. YouTube is interesting because, oh my God, it puts me to sleep. It just puts me to sleep. Yes, laugh at yourself. Exactly. I laugh at myself all the time. You can roast me all you want. I love roasting. Neil says sometimes it can be a few days. Sometimes it can be a quick process for my thumbnails. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of gotten them down a little bit. Like I've kind of gotten, when I say got them down, let me backpedal that. I've got a system. And this is important, actually, when you're running an online business or when you're a professional, and time management is essential to your success. I mean, sometimes I look up from my work and I can't believe that it's almost 2021. Sometimes I look up from my work and I can't believe it's not 2018. Like, what happened to the last 3-5 years? Time goes by very, very fast. And if you don't manage your time, so systems, having really powerful systems, tried and true systems and processes in your business and your life is essential. And so I don't mean to say that I've got it down, but I definitely, no sneezing yet. Don't say it, because now I'm going to sneeze. Don't say it, because now I'm going to sneeze. All right. You guys, why do you guys want me to sneeze? I guess that's my signature. That'll be like my first new merch will just be me sneezing. See, I can already feel one coming now. As soon as you mention it, it happens. It's amazing. It's like such a jinx. Yeah, so thumbnails, man. Thumbnails are extremely important. It's been an ultimate game changer. What do you use for your thumbnails, by the way? What's your favorite software, or what's your favorite design platform where you create your thumbnails? I'd love to know in the chat down below. Let me know. What's your favorite platform, or what's your favorite software for creating thumbnails? Sometimes I'll use Easel. Sometimes I'll use Canva. Sometimes I'll use Photoshop, although I kind of stink at Photoshop. And Photoshop can be really, really, talk about a huge learning curve. Photoshop can be a real difficult one if you're trying to just learn Photoshop, or you're trying to just get into it. You're louder on YT. There he is. Hey, Sweeney, security. Get this guy in lockdown. Speaking of lockdown. There he is, Mr. Tom Willis. How are you, sir? Where are you at, Tom, by the way? Let me know where you're at. I'd love to know. Urban Explorer says, I'm redoing my media kit. Yeah, if you want to look at mine, Neil, mine is on my LinkedIn profile in the featured section. Maybe Sweeney could share the link to that. Sweeney, if you can go to my LinkedIn profile, and you'll see in the featured section, it's not recent, but you'll see my my media kit is posted on my LinkedIn profile if you want to take a look at mine as an example. Sweeney says, I use Snapseed, background eraser, and add text mobile apps. You know who Justin Brown is? Anybody know who Justin Brown is from Primal Video? He actually uses Keynote on Mac. He actually uses Keynote, and he has some pretty amazing thumbnails. But I'm a Mac person. I'm not a PC person. I probably should have been a PC person, but I don't know. I'm in the Mac ecosystem, and there's just no turning back now. I mean, I've got iPhone, iPad, I this, I that. I can't even I can't even, all these devices talk about me behind my back. I mean, it's ridiculous. I'm Mac infested, if you will. They've done a good job of getting me in there. He's in Alabama. Beautiful downtown, real town, Alabama. Never been there myself. It's so good to see you, Tom. Fantastic. By the way, if you go to the pinned comment, if you're like, hey, Nez, I want to know every time you go live and I'm not getting notifications, become a Nez Nation Insider. Is that pinned comment still there? Make sure you sign in there because that's going to be the fastest way. Plus, I mean, you'll get amazing content from me, and we don't send a lot of emails. I just want to be very, very clear. It's not like I send a ton of emails, but in the pinned comment on YouTube, if you want to go, and make sure that you always get notified when we go live or new content comes out, make sure you click on that pinned comment. Hey, Chris Jones in the house. Thumbnail Blaster. They tend to spam you. Good software, though. Never heard of Thumbnail Blaster. Very cool. Very, very cool. I love that. Yes, I am. Smash. Yes, thank you so much, Silver Fox. I really, really appreciate it. Make sure you smash the smash button. I would really, really appreciate it. Anybody else have any other questions? Just in case you're just joining us, you are watching Office Hours with yours truly, your personal branding coach, online business owner, executive career coach, author, speaker, helping you to grow your business, helping you to earn more, helping you to stress less. And, we had a comment recently. Well, let me just get through this. We go live every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Just a real quick heads up. I will be taking a very much needed break. I've been doing this show consistently now. God knows how long. It's been years. And I will be taking a break probably after the Thanksgiving holiday, but maybe a week or so into December. I'm not really sure. So make sure that you catch these last couple of shows because I will be taking a little leave of absence here, a kind of vacation, if you will, much needed for probably the remainder of December. I mean, I will be still posting content and still be active, but as far as the live streaming every single weekend, that may take a break until the new year. So make sure that you go to the pinned comment. Make sure that you do get notified when we do go live. Make sure you smash that like button and click on subscribe so you don't miss anything. Bush 1900. Random podcast tip of the week. Random podcast tip of the week. I would say a random podcast tip would be don't be afraid to experiment. That's the first thing that pops in my head. I mean, I've got a ton of podcast tips if you want to ask me. But for our podcast, and we have the #1 top-rated podcast on Apple for this specific topic, personal branding, over 107 5+ star reviews. And so, or not 5+, but 5-star reviews. There's no 5+. Where did that come from? Our show is that good that we have 5+, not just 5-star reviews, but add a plus to it, folks. Tom, where's Tom? Tom will roast me in a second. You should go check out our podcast. I mean, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple, we're on Google, we're pretty much everywhere. But it's the Personal Branding 101 Nez Nation Live podcast show, and you should definitely go check it out. And so, what I mean by that, Bush 1900, is thank you so much, Silver Fox. Thank you, Darlene. What I mean by that, so happy to see you. I mean, I really am really happy to see you. What I mean by that, Bush, is I've been experimenting a lot more with the podcast lately. I used to do just long form because I know that that's a medium that actually people will listen to 30 minutes plus, significantly more. There's analytics that'll back this up. People will listen to a podcast that's 30 minutes or longer, like 90% more than they would a video that's 30 minutes or longer. So the medium, you got to understand the psychology, understand the end user psychology of a podcast. And so what I've been experimenting with recently is I've been putting short form content, video, a lot of the content that I put on my YouTube channel. I've been, posting that. And obviously, not just slapping it up there, but also giving a little bit of context too, because you want to make sure that you contextualize to the platform, respect the specific platform. But I've been experimenting, putting some short 10-minute, 15-minute, kind of podcast content out and just kind of seeing how it goes. I've been doing that pretty readily over the last 2-3 weeks. and I'm going to continue to do so because I want to just experiment and see if that content gets some miles on podcasting. I truly believe KD in the house, scrumptiously, deliciously, edibly tasty. How are you, KD? KD, my main man. How are you doing, sir? North Carolina? I can't remember. KD, let me know where you're at. Yes, exactly, Luis. I totally know what you're talking about. Absolutely. Yes. You're going to need that. I'll still be putting out content, but I won't be going live every Sunday. I'll be just taking a little bit of a break in December. It's a much needed break. And actually, I won't be posting as regularly in December because, I just need to take a break. I have to. It's just for my own mental and physical health. I really have to. Silver Fox says, I prefer short videos. Time is so limited. Get it and go. Yeah, I totally agree. Now, do you listen to podcasts, Silver Fox? And tell me you're subscribed to our podcast. As a matter of fact, if you want to know what our podcast looks at, let me know. Do you guys listen to Apple or Spotify? Let me know in the comments down below. Where do you listen to your podcast? Do you listen to them on Apple or do you listen to them on Spotify or somewhere else? Where else do you listen to? I would love to know. Let me know in the chat down below. I would really love to know. Do you listen on Spotify? Do you listen on Apple? Where do you listen to that podcast? Thank you so much, KD. KD says that 1019 shadow. Thank you. Next time I'll shave just for you, okay, KD? Sugarland, Texas. That's what I'm talking about. What a perfect place for KD to be from. Sugarland, Texas. You better believe that. I love it. Good to see you, KD. It's always a pleasure. I love seeing you here. Okay, so let me show you what our podcast looks like on Apple. So this is what our podcast looks like on Apple. So you can see that's our Apple podcast right there. And you can see how some of the videos are, a little bit shorter. You'll see there's a 34-minute there. And then if you listen to Spotify, if you're a Spotify listener, this is what our podcast looks like on Spotify. So that's what our podcast looks like on Spotify. And so any podcasting platform, if you type in, Nez Nation, or you type in Personal Branding 101 with Professor Nez or whatever, you'll see where our podcast lies. Okay. And so I want you to go check out our podcast. I really, really want you to go subscribe to our podcast and I'll tell you why. This is so important and why podcasting is so important. As much as I love video, as much as I think video is fantastic, and I'll probably never stop. Creating videos, and video is huge, especially for paid traffic. Video ads on Facebook and Instagram do remarkably well. Podcasting, audio. This is something podcasting has never been more popular, and it's just going to gain in popularity. And here's the cool thing. If you think that video is saturated, or you think that YouTube is saturated or Facebook is saturated, which I've talked about on this show, is not a big deal and should not impede you from starting and growing your own brand with video. Podcasting, there's such a significantly a smaller pool of creators and podcasters than there are YouTube channels or Facebook live shows or what have you. And so this is a really interesting thing. You got to think about this. Podcasting is gaining in popularity. Podcasting is convenient. You can listen to a podcast while you're driving in your car. You can listen to a podcast while you're at the treadmill or on a walking your dog or for a jog. Or if you're like me, you can listen to a podcast while you're getting your day started. I check my emails. I wake up at usually around 6:30, 6 o'clock. And the first thing I do is grab my coffee, and then I check my emails, get my day ready, get my schedule, program, my organization for my entire day. And I like to listen to podcasts in the background. I'm not even really paying attention that much to the podcast. It's more so, I am paying attention, But it's really all about, it's just a passive listening experience. And sometimes I'll catch tidbits. Gauging Gadgets in the house. How are you? Good to see you, Gauging Gadgets. I call you Double G. Double G in the house. G squared. Good to see you. Tom says, I'm an old man, so I have to be very careful when I sneeze. Who's sneezing? Did you already sneeze? Gesundheit, Sweeney. Sweeney sneezed. I haven't sneezed yet, but you guys are going to jinx me. The snez is coming. Yeah, if Tom sneezes, he's liable to break his collarbone. Hey, Tom, one word, calcium. Hey, Todd. Hey, Tom. Todd. Hey, Tom, 2 words, milk. Hey, that's 1 word. Never mind. Now we're talking. Tom Willis is in the house. So yeah, I mean, and here's the cool thing, and I've said this before in videos, repurpose your video content into a podcast. Just make sure that it's not just a slap. And just make sure that it's not just, oh, okay, here, I'm just going to throw this on, the podcast and not really give it any context. You got to give it context. Understand that your podcast audience is not necessarily the same as your YouTube audience, your Facebook audience, your Instagram audience. Okay? But I think the 8th wonder of the world, I think the greatest thing since compound interest is repurposing content. You can turn one piece of content into, 30 other pieces of content. You can I could take this live stream, turn it into a podcast, turn it into a blog, turn it into a LinkedIn article. I can cut it up and turn it into amazing little square video memes on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I can get 100 pieces of content from this one live stream. Repurposing is the 8th wonder of the world. It's fantastic. It's amazing. And if you do it right, and, you learn by doing, you learn by following the people who have been doing it for a while. Everybody here except for Tom. George Ryman, how are you? From Phoenix, AZ. Good to see you, George. Fist bump. Boom. It's so great to see you, George. How are you doing? I hope everything is going well. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat down below, because, I don't know if you guys realize this or not, but you are watching Office Hours with yours truly, Professor Nez, online business owner, executive career coach, author, speaker. You can ask me anything you want, anything about how to earn more, grow faster, and stress less in the online ecosystem. I am your man. So make sure that you ask me a question. I'm happy to ask questions, and I love hanging out with y'all too. I love just kicking it with you too. That's what I love about this. I just absolutely love it. Are you sure we're all adults here, Darlene? Hey, I did follow you on TikTok, KD. Didn't I follow you on TikTok? Okay, I'll follow you right now. I'll make sure that I follow you right now, KD. If I didn't, I apologize, sir. KD yelling at me on my own live stream. Follow me on TikTok. Okay, here's the thing. You know why I probably didn't follow you on TikTok is because I'm just not on there, man. I'm not on TikTok. Like hardly ever am I on TikTok. So, I'm not saying that that's not going to change. I know a lot of people have been trying TikTok lately, but I'm not on. Oh, wait, you know what? I'm on airplane mode. How many people are on TikTok? Let me know in the chat down below. And how many people actually feel like TikTok is okay, there you go. I got you, KD. KD, I got you on TikTok. Stop yelling at me, man. Yes. Sweeney says, have you ever slammed your face on something while sneezing? No, I can't say that I have, man. Have you? How does that happen? They actually say the worst thing that you can do when driving is sneezing. It's really dangerous, actually. Because when you sneeze when driving, because it's involuntary and you can't control it, you could really lose control of your car. Double G squared has a question. So G squared says, what are your thoughts on Tubebuddy? I use Tubebuddy. It's a great plugin. I think that they're coming out with a lot of different features that I don't really see are super helpful for me particularly. But their keyword planner is great, and I do like seeing where I rank as far as like the tags go. But TubeBuddy is great too, especially those of you who are kind of new to YouTube and you're new to thumbnail design. They have a thumbnail generator which is really cool, and an A/B testing which is really really cool. I enjoy TubeBuddy. What do you use, Gage and Gadget? Because I know you have a phenomenal channel. What are you using? And by the way, if you're interested in trying out TubeBuddy, I have a link in the description that you can go try it out for free. Tom says I can't even spell TikTok. You got that right. Can you even spell Tom? Yes, I know, Neil. You've been kind of. Oh, interesting. So Neil says I'm bringing people to YouTube from TikTok, and I'm only new there. Oh, fantastic. Tell me a little bit more. How are you doing that, Neil? Are you actually directly saying, "Hey, go check out my channel"? Or are you just repurposing your YouTube content on TikTok? I'm kind of curious to know. Sweeney says, I smashed my face on a wall. You must sneeze violently, my friend. Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. George says, I'm not on too many different social media platforms. Yeah, it does keep changing. I'm currently trying to figure out how to move from Twitter and FB to Parler, not Parler, and MeWe. Yeah, it's interesting. There's too much. There's just too much stuff going on, George. And I say, the best way to recognize where you should be is try to figure out where your audience is existing. Where do they reside? Where does your audience reside? Where is the audience that will get the most value from what you have to say and what you have to put out and putting yourself out there? And every platform is different. And some people are all in on Instagram. Some people are all in on Facebook. Some people don't even touch Twitter, and they're all in on Parler or what have you. But check out one of the best ways to decide. This is a really interesting subject for me because I understand. Thank you so much, KD. Sugarland, Texas. I'll never forget that. I definitely think you should focus, but I'm also a believer in how bad do you want this? How bad do you believe? How audacious are you that your message can impact people? Remember, impact is greater than income, and you cannot have income. You cannot have monetization if you don't create impact first. So think impact first, the money will come. Where do you feel you can impact people the most? Where do you feel you can have the most real contribution and the most effect and real kind of difference? Where can you make the most difference with your audience? Now, I do believe you should focus. Like my focus is my podcast, YouTube. Those are my focuses, right? LinkedIn is obviously where my business eats, sleeps, and breathes. But I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. I have a presence on my Facebook business page. Why? Because those are platforms that matter. Those are platforms where the attention is. Am I putting so much time into those platforms? No, I have my focuses, but I want this bad. I truly believe I have a message that can transform lives. I truly believe, for better or worse, that what I have to say has insane value. And so, I work 8 days a week. And so and I love doing this. It's not even work for me. I love doing this. So you need to decide for yourself, where does your message lie? Flash in your pan in the house, Flash fam. Somebody give me a hashtag Flash fam. Flash fam in the house. Everybody say what's up to Dr. Ed Marvin, who is one of the original members of the Nez Nation family. So good to see you, Flash. How are you, sir? How you doing, Dr. Ed? So good to see you. Make sure you smash that like button while you're coming in here. So great to see you. Fantastic. Yeah, Snapchat. Like a lot of people, I hardly ever use Snapchat. But I mean, I'm on there because I know that, I actually got my start on Snapchat about, even right after going live on Periscope and going live on Facebook. I downloaded and started using Snapchat in 2016, late 2015, early 2016. I hardly remember on it now, but, so it's not a focus of mine. But see, this is what's so interesting. I can't remember, I one of the things that Daryl Eves talks about is if you want to create on these platforms, do you, like, for example, if you want to create a YouTube channel, are you somebody who watches YouTube videos? And I love this comment, this concept that he talks about. He says there's so many people I work with, so many clients I have that want to like grow on YouTube, and they want to have this presence on YouTube, but they don't understand the platform at all. They don't watch YouTube videos. They don't know what works, what doesn't work. They don't understand the nuances, the dynamics, what makes a powerful YouTube video or YouTube channel. What are people interested in? And so, I was listening to this podcast because, I told you guys why I mentioned that is, I think podcasting is really, really important. It's going to get bigger and bigger, and it's not as saturated as other content mediums. Think about podcasting, especially if you're somebody who's a little shy and reticent of getting in front of cameras. I totally get that. I was listening to a podcast recently, and I can't remember who it was, some big dude. When I say big dude, I don't mean he was 6'7". I mean somebody who it might have been Jordan Belfort, I think, the Wolf of Wall Street. I can't remember, but they were talking about passive income. And he just kind of went off on a tangent talking about how he was at a party, or he had a party, and, in the middle of the party, he went to his computer and he started working. And his wife comes and says, "What are you doing? Why are you working? What's wrong with you? You work too much." And this is interesting. This is something he said, and I think this is going to make a lot of sense to everybody. He said, "I'm not even working. This is what I do. Like, I love doing this. Like, I don't even consider this work. Like right now, it's over an hour I've been on this live stream podcast. I'm not getting any, I'm not getting paid for this, obviously. I mean, I've got some super chats, which I'm hugely grateful for. I'm not, this isn't something that, is going to make or break, everything that I do in my life and business. But I love doing this. It's a Sunday, for crying out loud. But I love doing this. It's not even, I don't even consider it. It's a huge part of my business and brand to get my message out there. And I know how important live video, and I know how important this is, but it's not going to make or break. Like if I stop this show, it's not going to make or break. Like I would get that time back and I could do other things, but I don't even think of it like that because I love doing this. I love meeting with you. This is not work to me. This is fun to me. Meeting with clients and going through and walking through exactly why their brand isn't working, why their sales are down, why they're not making any difference, why they're not getting the right kind of traction. That's fun for me. Like I love doing that. The fact that I can get paid to do that, the fact that I can help somebody retransform their entire LinkedIn brand and profile so they can earn more, grow faster, and stress less, it's like a joy for me. I love doing that. And so my point is this: no, you don't have to be everywhere. You don't have to be everywhere. But it depends on if you really have understood that your purpose on this earth is to do what. I truly know, identify that purpose. I truly know with every molecule in my body, I was born to do this. I was born to inspire. I was born to communicate and help people, transform lives, change lives. I was born to do this. I was born to live stream. I was born to create content that moves people to action and hopefully helps them get out of a problem or issue that they're facing and into something better. I was born to do this. I forgot to mention that I also still teach at the university, but on a very, very part-time basis. So great to see you, brother. So great to see you. Look at this. Flash, who's an awesome live streamer. I use 6 podcast formats for my Tuesday night, and they're growing. So proud of you, brother. So proud of you. I can't wait to see you in person. It's going to happen. Gauging Gadget says, I feel the same. It's like playing a game, and I like playing this game. That's why I truly enjoy working on my channel. Oh my God, dude. Like, I can't even tell you how many times... Like, I can't even tell you, like, I spend so much time in YouTube Studio, it's like a joke. Like, my wife will absolutely laugh at me and be like, dude, like, you're just on YouTube Studio all the time, on my phone, on my laptop. I love seeing, and by the way, YouTube, if you're listening, it would be awesome if you could do live video, live views, 48-hour views on Studio Mobile. That'd be really, really cool. What got deleted, Silver Fox? I didn't delete anything. Did something happen? Did YouTube delete something? What got deleted? By the way, if you're just joining us, just to let you know, you are watching Office Hours with yours truly, AMA. We go live every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. where you get to ask me, your personal branding coach, your online business strategist, your executive career coach, anything you want about earning more, growing faster, and stressing less by identifying your purpose, communicating your message so you can impact your audience. I don't know if Neil is still here, but Neil knows that. Well, most know probably the most badass voice in the podcasting game, in the voiceover game, along with Chris Jones. I don't know if Chris Jones is still here. Chris Jones has an amazing voiceover business, and so does Anthony Pica, who I think actually you introduced me to. Chris, I don't know if you're still here, but Neil is the voice on my podcast. He is the voiceover of my intro for my podcast. And he's also the intro voice for the Niminati podcast. Nick Nimmin, who his podcast is just crushing it. And actually, Neil, I might want you to do a new one for me, and I'll send you kind of a script if that's okay. And I'm happy to pay whatever you want me to pay. I'm happy to pay because Neil is awesome. He's got an awesome voice. I love your voice. And I love what he does, and so I may want you to do a new one for me if you're up for it. I don't even know. Do you still do your voiceover stuff, Neil, or not really? I know you and Christina still do some stuff. Fantastic, Flash. I'm so proud of you, Flash. So you are on you're on all these different podcasting platforms. I love that. Very good. Oh, that's a killer idea, Neil. That's a killer idea. I'm in the middle of fitting a voice booth into the new van build. Oh, that's amazing. I just marvel. I admire people who are good at just fixing stuff. I just marvel. I know Paul Peck, the drywall expert, who is an awesome, has a channel. He just passed 100,000 subscribers not that long ago. Fantastic individual, Paul. I just marvel because I'm the opposite. I'm not a handy dude. I'm not good at building things or putting things together, the quintessential kind of dude thing to do. I'm just not, that's just not my forte, when it comes to tools and nuts and bolts and things like that. I am not good at that. But that's so killer. I think that's a great idea. I think that's a fantastic idea. I really, really appreciate it. You guys absolutely rock. You guys absolutely rock. Am I following you on TikTok, Neil? Are you following me? I'm Professor Nez on TikTok. Follow me and I'll follow you back because I could search. I think we're following each other. I'm not sure. But again, I'm not on TikTok that much. And maybe I should be. I don't know. Maybe I should be. And maybe I will. I'm not saying I won't be, but maybe I will. But let me know. Does anybody have any other last minute questions before we sign off here? I just want to say another huge thank you to all of you guys for being here. And I want to just say thank you so much again for the awesome super chats from Sweeney, from Larry Snow. I mean, that was just so sweet of you, brother, Larry Snow. I really appreciate this, the super chat from Luis. Thank you so much. You guys absolutely rock. That means the absolute world to me. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments, anything related at all to branding, business, content creation, online, career coaching, career advancement, mindset? Oh, I was going to say this. I can't remember who it was. I think it was somebody on Twitch commented and said, Nez, your video really helped me with my anxiety. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I talk a lot about mindset and anxiety on my channel. As a matter of fact, some of my top videos are all about anxiety on my channel. And the reason I do that is because, number one, I don't think you can be successful in your business or your life, especially your life, if you don't have that internal validation, that inner game. We talk a lot about outer game. On the internet, if you want to really bring some humanness to this digitalness, you have to say it like that. A lot of people talk about your outer game, what your channel looks like, how good your thumbnails are, how good your videos look, how good you look, how good you look on Instagram, how in shape you are, how physically fit you are, which is fine. But it's very rare that we really get a lot of in-depth help with our inner game. And so that's number one. I know how important your inner game is, your mindset is, and getting that right. And number two, I myself suffered from debilitating anxiety and depression as a young man from 18 to 29. I went through the hell of this dude right here. And I went to all the doctors. I tried all the pills. None of it worked. It wasn't until I became my own sovereign, I became my own healer, my own doctor, and I sought out, different practices and methodologies and researched different practices and methodologies. And, I finally discovered the truth about what this thing was that was killing me, that was causing me so much stress and anxiety and depression. And I like to share those methodologies and practices with y'all. So if you have any, anything like that that's bothering you or anything like that, I know I talk a lot about branding and business, etc. But if you have anything like that that's ailing you, please feel free to ask away, but also go check out my playlist. Sweeney, where's Sweeney? I love Sweeney. You are my main mod now, Sweeney. I have a playlist on my channel called Mindset Mastery. These videos are just absolute fuego, fire. And I give the best of me on what has exactly worked to help me transcend anxiety and stress. I'd love for you to go check that out. But also feel free to ask questions. I wanted to bring that up because I know some people say, well, Nez, I thought you were like a LinkedIn guy or branding guy or business guy. Well, I am. But I'm also a human being, and I'm multifaceted, and I also have different things about me, and I'm far from perfect, and I've got problems and challenges and issues, myself. And I'm a big believer of sharing that. And so thank you so much, KD, from Sugarland, Texas, in the house. KD is in the house. Thank you, Sweeney. You are the man, Sweeney. Sweeney, I'm going to give you a raise. I love it. Sweeney deserves a raise. You're just on fire, Sweeney. So happy, brother. I can't tell you how happy I am. And I know Sweeney's gotten a lot out of those videos too, I believe. Yes, you're absolutely right, Darlene. You are absolutely right. Does anybody have any last second questions? I got a client meeting that I got to run to here in the next 10 minutes. So does anybody else have any questions, any comments, anything at all before we go? Thank you so much, Darlene. I'm so glad that you're here. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much. Just in case you're wondering, is there a way, Nez, that we can go a little bit above and beyond than, just hanging out with you in the live streaming, hanging out with your content? And also, go check out the pinned comment on the YouTube channel. I want you guys to get get locked in so you can become a Nez Nation insider. So that way, every time we go live or every time we have new content, I can send it directly to your inbox. So join our Nez Nation newsletter, the pinned comment in the chat. And as a matter of fact, you know what? Just so this is kind of everywhere. And by the way, if you're listening on the podcast, it's located in the show notes. Everything I'm talking about is located on the show notes, podcast listeners. And so here's what I wanted to, I'm going to share, actually, I'm just going to share the actual URL here to everybody. And so I would love to see you guys. I would really, really love to see you guys. I would love to see you guys get in on that. And so, because here's the thing, the reason I'm having you do this is, the reason I'm having you do this, the reason I'm having you, or I'm requesting that you guys sign up is because I keep getting messages from people. Thank you so much, Sweeney. Silver Fox, you rock. I keep getting messages from people saying, hey, Nez, I never got notified. Or, hey, Nez, I subscribed to you. I followed you on LinkedIn. I followed you on Facebook, but I'm not getting any of the notifications. And so that all stops. That all stops like yesterday. And so I'm going to be sending out emails to make sure that you guys know every time we bring out brain busting content, because we got the stuff that'll bust your brains out, baby. best content on planet Earth related to business, branding, online marketing, personal branding, mindset, messaging. Guys, personal branding is not a logo. Okay, personal branding is trust. Personal branding is building interaction, building engagement. Personal branding is communication. So I don't want you to think, some people think personal branding is marketing or it's logos design. No, it's putting a feeling out there and saying, hey, I'm here, who's willing to connect with you? And I want to connect with you, and let's connect. It's about connection more than anything. So I'm really, really happy to see you guys. As always, love, 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 love you. If you're interested in going further and you're like, hey, Nez, I want more. Hey, Nez, I want to know exactly how I need to do this. I want to know exactly how I can build, monetize, grow, do something I love, create content, build a personal brand, build relevancy in my industry, in my career. We've got some flagship courses over at beyondtheboxacademy.com. Go check those out. They're 70% off. These are $1,000 multiple award-winning 5-star courses that are now just a few $100. Holy macadamia nut. So go check that out. I would really, really appreciate it. And as always, love you guys so, so, so much. I really, really appreciate you guys being here. It means the absolute world to me. Make sure that you follow, make sure that you subscribe, make sure you sign up for the newsletter. It's been my utmost pleasure. On behalf of the Nez Nation family, I am Professor Nez, wishing you a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.